Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of r/ProRevenge. My name is Ryan, the official host here at Reddit Voice, and I look forward to bringing you guys today's video. Before I do though, I'd just really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest videos. Steal my underwears. Enjoy your time in prison. This is a throwaway account for obvious reasons, and sorry if my English isn't that good. My family moved into a third world country from Italy when I was 22 because my father said that he was getting old and wanted to go back to his country. Every week or so when my cousins would visit, some stuff from my room would go missing. Sometimes it was money and sometimes it was random things, which annoyed me. One day when we were visiting them, my aunt asked me to get something from her son's room. I was planning on taking a look around the room to see if he was the one stealing from me, but when I entered the room, I found one of my underwear on the ground. I took pictures and then tried to grab it, only to find out that it was full of his liquid. I was angry, but I left the room like nothing happened, like the pushover I am. My best friend back then was a lawyer, and when I told her about it, she told me that there's nothing that I can do about it legally since I can't prove he stole it. But since he's the one stealing from me, I can make a trap by putting a camera in my room and using something expensive that doesn't look that expensive as bait. I liked my friend's idea as she suggested using expensive alcoholic drink, so I bought a bottle for 10k USD. The average salary in this country is 200 USD a month, and I could only afford this because I started my own business on the internet back in college, and set the trap. When they came to visit, he stole the bottle and wired bra that was on my bed. I told my best friend and she came with me to tell the police. When they brought him in, he denied everything. But then my best friend gave the cops the video and asked them to go through his room to look for the rest of my things. They found the underwear and a lot of my stuff in there, and the bottle was empty. Now my father's part of the family have cut contact with us and he is serving his second year in prison. We returned to Italy because, as my father said, we don't have a family there anymore. My parents know the full story and they're proud. Am I the asshole for telling my entitled mom and stepdad that if they want a relationship with me, they pay for my therapy that rooted from their behavior? Hi Reddit, I'm back and this just happened about a half hour ago. Before I forget, here's some background info. When I was younger, 10 to 12, my mom would make me pay for a part of the rent and make me do 90% of the chores. Any money I get, I would have to give it to her. When my stepdad moved in, it got worse, and when I wanted to use my laptop, nope, he was using it. At some point, when I was a freshman in high school, I started to get verbally mistreated and physically mistreated. It got to the point that whenever my stepdad and I fought, he would choke me. One day when we're fighting, I socked him in the eye and told him to stop. I was always on edge in the house, cause I never knew what was going to happen. It got to the point that I bought a pocket knife with my grandfather so I could feel safe. I was afraid of my own home. I also looked for self-defense classes and luckily found one in my school as part of a gym course. It was a team-building exercise and self-defense. When I was in my sophomore year of high school, when they sent me to a group home to improve my behavior and to learn respect. On top of that, they never helped me with both my junior and senior year prom. I had to hide money from them. I had a business at school that I sold junk food and soda to make a few hundred a week so I could save for gifts for holidays and birthdays. End of background. Problem? I just get back from work and hanging with my roommate when I hear a knock on the door. I get up and open the door to see my mom, stepdad, and little brother and sister. I asked them calmly what they were doing here, and Mom responded, "I was wondering if I could borrow some money. I will pay you back, and rent is due, and I don't have enough." I said sorry, but no. She said, "We want to have a relationship with you. We're a family, and family should help family." I said if you want a relationship with me, you can start by getting me a therapist because everything above mentioned. She gave me a dirty look and huffed while walking away. So Reddit, am I the asshole for asking for my mom to pay for therapy for all the stuff that she did to me, and if so, how? Well, viewers, I ask you the same question. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Trying to take away my games? I'll take yours. So a while back, I heard that a close friend of mine was talking shit behind my back about me. Let's call him Asshat. An example, I was dating a girl I've kinda had a crush on since high school. Everything was good, fun, and romantic until Asshat told her best friend that I said I had a threesome with my crush and her best friend. This is a lie, but she believed it, so that's the end of that. He was also telling people I have no friends and everyone hangs out with me out of pity. Also a lie. Naturally, since I've known him for 10 years and considered him a close friend, I called him to ask what was up. He started acting real childish and literally repeated what I said in a funny voice. Needless to say, I got pissed. So I decided to block him on everything. He has a problem with drinking or something, cause after like 2 beers he becomes the most annoying POS you can think of. So me not inviting him meant we wouldn't see him anymore, so that's that. He would continue talking smack about me, like I was stalking his girlfriend and whatnot, but I kept ignoring him and he just kept going. Fast forward 3 months and I've been ignoring the bastard and not much was happening. Until one morning I woke up and turned on my PS4 and see in my notifications that I quit a whole list of chat groups. And see I accepted a friend request from XXAsshatXX. Well, I had him blocked. So I already kind of knew what was going on, but for those of you that don't, he still had access to my PSN account since we used to share games. He logged into it, spew out a whole bunch of racist, homophobic, transphobic BS in the messages, went back to his own account and proceeded to report me for them. Naturally, Sony looks into it, sees the offense, and bans me. It started off with just a 2-day ban, then a week, then a month, and then a permanent ban. The thing is that if your account is banned, you can't access the PlayStation Store, which means you can't access your games. I knew it was him since the notification was telling me I accepted his friend request, so at this point I'm effing furious at him, and about ready to kill him. I called Sony and they looked into it. After 3 weeks, I finally hear back from them confirming that I was indeed in irregular login and in irregular behavior. So they unbanned me, and my rage died down a bit, but I was still out for blood, sort of speak. Fast forward another month or two, and I'm just gaming when I get a message. Some dude saying he once met me on Warframe and he needed some help on Dark Souls 3. I was in a helpful mood, so I went to help the guy. He had no mic, so we only talked in messages. Nothing weird. He asked me what I thought of the DLC, to which I replied, "It's dope, but pretty fucking hard, bro." Lo and behold, it was Asshat on a different account reporting me for saying the F word. So Sony banned my account again. I called them to explain. It had to be sent to the moderators so I would hear back from them, and I didn't hear from them in 2 months. All the while, I'm still hearing stories about Asshat spreading lies. And when I finally heard from Sony, they told me that they warned me multiple times and now the ban is staying. This enraged me, and I've never been so pissed off in my life. The dude tells me for no reason and decides to take away 10k worth of games from me and doesn't even have the balls to tell me why he's doing it. So my initial plan, I'm gonna find him and kick the living shit out of him. I told our friend group and some didn't believe me since the screenshot of the notification wasn't proof in their eyes. So I was going kinda crazy. Well, we're in sort of a lockdown in the Netherlands. Well, at least then we were, so I couldn't find or run into him anywhere. Word spread that I was on a warpath and he didn't show for a couple of get-togethers. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if he knew, but whatever. He wasn't there and I was fine with that. Fast forward another month, he broke up with his girlfriend, and all of a sudden she contacted me. Turns out they broke and within 4 days he had a new girlfriend. So she was also pissed and heard I was looking for him or his address. She heard that and was happy to comply. I asked her about the whole situation and she confirmed it was indeed him. And then I remembered, say, don't you use his account to download his games? Turns out she did and we came up with a plan. That night around 2 a.m. she called me and she was ready. I told some of my gaming buddies to be up as well if they're down for some revenge, and of course they were. She logged into Asshat's account, I unblocked the account, and we proceeded to send me and my friends the most racist, homophobic, sexist, Islamophobic, and just everything awful on it, including porn, pictures of gore, sending random D-pics we found online, and just yuck. We had an hour or two of good fun coming up with the most effed up things we could think of. It was true degeneracy, so of course his account got permanently banned as well. It felt good because it got my revenge. Payback was sweet, but I still couldn't access my 400 plus games, so I wasn't completely over it. Until 2 months later, I get a magic email from Sony. After 2 months, they finally realized that the previous warnings were indeed not really warnings. So here's my account back. So in the end, I have my account and all my games, and Asshat is banned with 300 plus games, so he can't access them anymore. F you, asshat. Suck on this Sony dick. TLDR, old friend hacked my PlayStation account with the intention of getting me permabanned, and it backfired and now his account is permabanned. People keep asking why I gave him access to my account anyway. So we used to be not best, but very close friends. Games are expensive, and a new title can easily cost you $70. So to remedy this, I gave him my account, and he gave me his. This way I could download games he already bought, and he could download games I already bought. Also, when a new game comes out, we split the bill since we're sharing an account anyway. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 on release for €35 is not a bad deal. Entitled mother and her brat thinks that they have every right to break into my home and steal from me. I'm on and off mobile user, and if anyone sees any errors, please inform me. Now, since this story contains a lot of swearing and use of racial slurs, I decided to censor as much as possible. Here are the characters. Me, OP. D, my dad. EM, entitled mom who's rich. Rich brat is RB, and PO for police officer. This happened somewhere around last year, and to say the least, I did not like that year. Why? Because of this lady I had to meet up at a car rider area at school, and to experience her stealing from me. Now, to know about me, I'm a I don't care what you think of me sort of guy. But at the same time, I'm short-fused, big-hearted, and emotional. Very emotional. Now on to the story. I was heading to the car rider area to wait for my dad to pick me up. It was a bit of a huge wait, so to pass some time, I grabbed my Switch because I forgot that my phone's at the house. At the corner of my eye, I see RB staring at my Switch. I thought nothing of it and continued playing my game. I could have sworn that RB had gotten closer to me. I was very uncomfortable and continued on my game, hoping that my dad would be here soon. When RB got more closer, he was towering over me. I looked up, and this is how the conversation goes. Can I help you? Hand over the Switch. I'm sorry, what? Are you stupid? Do I have to repeat myself? Hand over the Switch. No, you cannot have my Switch. Plus, I'm not an idiot. Leave me alone. Hand it over now. I was getting annoyed right about now. Why in the heck do you need it for? Because I want it. Well, too freaking bad. You're stinking rich. Go buy your own and leave me alone. He was getting red in the face and tried to snatch it from me. Using my reflexes, I put my Switch out of his reach and put it in my case. Once I did, I placed it in my bag. You, cue racial slurs, fatty, ugly son of a female dog. My face became red as Spider-Man's suit. Listen here and listen very carefully. I don't freaking care if you're rich or poor, that doesn't mean you have to steal my crap from me. I told you to leave me alone and you didn't. I'm gonna say this one last time. Leave me the heck alone. RB was in complete shock. I continued, releasing my anger. Don't act shocked. You had it coming for your dang ignorance. Now I understand I shouldn't release my anger like this, but he was pushing me to my limit. I hear a door slamming and stomping footsteps. This is where EM joins the fray. Don't scream at my son like that! Sorry, I won't make her demonic Marge anymore. Having enough of this, then teach your son some manners. I don't have to. You need to learn some manners around people. I don't know why she's so proper now, but it's better than demonic Marge. I learned my manners left and right. First of all, your son's been nagging me to give him my Switch. Then you showed up and took his side. I'm losing my gosh darn patience. This would have gone smoother if I was home right now, away from you and your demon you call a child. EM started to get redder and full-on slapped me, right in front of my dad's vision. My dad parked somewhere beside EM's car and slammed his door harder than what EM did to her car door. He stormed up to EM. What in the ever-loving flip is wrong with you, lady? Your son had it coming. You don't have the right to slap my son. What, do you freaking think that was a good idea? You won't give my son his Switch. This made my dad even more ticked off. You slapped my son because your son wants his Switch? Yes, because he deserves... Your son does not deserve my son's Switch. You're a terrible example of a mother. Take your son and leave or I'll get the authorities. EM got the memo and grabs her son and hurried off. My dad asked me if I was okay and I told him I was fine, just upset. He'd taken me to a pizza place to make up this time. When we headed back home, I went to bed to call it a night. While I was sleeping, I heard whispering and the doorknob jiggling. I woke up and saw that my room door is open with two figures standing on the door. I turned on the light and saw RB and EM staring at me. I hurriedly grabbed my phone and dialed 911 and showed them this. Their faces went pale and grabbed my switch and hightailed it out of the house. Having no time to waste, I called the police. 3 police cars parked in and talked with my dad, my sister, she was aware about EM and RB, and me. We told them some info that I can't recall and they headed to EM and RB's house. Here's the conversation. Police officer: Mrs. EM and Mr. RB, we got a call that you stole something from Horror Man's house.
That's nonsense. We would never steal.
Okay, but that doesn't mean we can't search your house. EM tried to reason with the police officer, but he went inside and saw a lot of stolen things that other people were reporting for. Even my Switch. It turns out that no, she and her son are not rich, but in debt after her husband, who was the rich one, left her and his son due to EM sleeping with 3 men. For his son, let's say the abuse involved. EM was arrested for breaking and entering, theft, lying to authorities, and assaulting a minor. RB got expelled from school and had to go to juvenile detention center. Everybody had their stuff back, including me, and I checked if RB did anything, and thank God everything was in one piece, even all of my hard work on the game I was playing. Now I shall do what I need to do. Ahem. And with that, my friends, we've reached the end of today's video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to stay up to date with everything we post in the future. As always, my name's Ryan, the official host here at Reddit Voice, hoping you'll check out our new social media, links in the description below, and looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video.